So this will be part 2. So yeah, there's a reason that they want to eliminate true Christians in the white race, you see, as I said in the last video. But I'm not going to go into all that here. I do give hints in my songs, like I said. Hold on a minute. Been dealing with a little bit of throat issues, so. But what I want to get to is the technology aspect of all this. As I said, we got to look at this on a common sense level. What's going to be happening here? So now we live in a world now where everyone, even in just about every corner of the world now, I will say every corner of the world except for these small little tribes that choose to have nothing to do with people, right? They at least have access, continual access at that, to internet. And at an even more astounding level, most people are walking around with at least one cell phone, one cellular device in their pocket at all times. That's a GPS tracking system, among many other things, my friends. Like I said, the enemy during these end times, they want to stay on top of everything. This is how they manipulate societies to be a certain way. And a huge part of doing that is to see how we act when we think they're not watching us. Okay. Yes, so technology, this is something that the enemy, when I say the enemy, I'm talking about the globalists and their leader, the Antichrist, Apollyon, as Revelation calls him. You better believe they're going to be using all these things to their benefit. And they already have. How do you think they know specifically, like who to target specifically and how to, these events that happened in 2020, the Corona and the BLM and all this stuff, man, many other things. Go listen to my songs. No coincidence, my friends. No coincidence. All these things have been planned for a very long time. And you better believe technology, not just the capability to spy on us, so to speak, but the ability to reach every person. A video goes viral, the whole world knows about it. And they can know about it easily thanks to cell phones, the internet, social media. They're going to know about it. And they control censorship. So they very much control who goes viral and who don't. You better believe that. There's a reason my videos don't get many views. There's a reason they've terminated my last channel and taken down countless videos that I've done over the years. There's a reason why I've had battle after battle with one social media platform after another. I'm talking about all of them, not just YouTube. Censorship, my friends. Why are they so concerned with censorship? Because they don't want society to be knowing things that could influence society to act in any way other than how they want us to act. This is global communism that we're living under, and most people don't even know it. Yes, my friends, we're already living under global communism. You have to stop and think about it. You honestly have to stop and think about it. Truth is, 2020, a lot of stuff happened, but they planted seeds, and they've been in control long before then. Trust me. But 2020 is, like I said, is when a lot of things came to a head. They control Trump just as much as they're controlling Biden, and just as much as they're going to be, in bed with / controlled by the Antichrist when he appears. They already know him. Trust me on this. And they even say this. Go research. Man, there's so much evidence out there. What is it? Breaking Times Jerusalem. There's lots of. You can go research. See what the rabbis themselves say. There's no theory to any of this. Not one little aspect of this is theory. It's all fact. It's all coming from their own mouths, and it's all common sense. Go see what they say. They already say these Jews living in Jerusalem, Jews, they already say that they've been talking with the Messiah. You know, they're not going to know him as the Antichrist. They're going to praise and worship this guy, as will most of the world, because he's going to save us all from this chaos that they are purposely creating. That's what all this is about. What happened in 2020, my friends, that's just the beginning. It's going to get so much worse, and that's part of it. That's all part of it. Divide to conquer, my friends. They've conquered over us as far as politics and all that. Now they want to conquer over us as far as real people. You know what I mean? Living out, having nothing to do with their nonsense. They want to conquer over the people, the states, individual rights. And listen, if you think any of this is fantasy, I've pointed this out before. Go research Wuhan, China. Wuhan, China. Yeah, the same place, coincidentally, where Fauci and Gates did some stuff. Go listen to my songs. Wuhan, China. Look at the system that they've had in place now, I think, for about 5 years. Counting. And it's not just in Wuhan now. It's spread all over many, many places, including, my friends, a lot of big cities in the United States. The difference, one big difference, is that the United States, we don't know that they're doing this. Over in China, they've made it, at Wuhan specifically, they've made it public knowledge. How they spy, I can't call it spy because it's legal, you see. How they purposely follow and control absolutely every movement of every person. I mean, every single detail, my friends. And it all goes into a scoring system. For instance, if you get caught jaywalking, you lose however many points. You know what I mean? All these things. And in this ranking scoring system, the higher the scores, the more privileges you have. Oh, you got your corona vaccine? There you go. You've just earned a bunch of points. Oh, you're wearing your mask? Oh, you just earned a bunch of points. However, the same is true for the opposite. Sir, you haven't got your vaccine? Oh, well, I'm going to take away all these points. Sir, you've been caught 5 times walking around without a mask in this place. How many points do I need to deduct? Da-da-da-da-da. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. Just the tip of the iceberg. This is the world we're living in already and don't even know it. Go look at how they're living in Wuhan, China. Tell me they're not doing the same exact thing in America, but behind the scenes. There's a reason why all these things happen. There's no coincidences. And when I say all these things, I can't go into a lot of detail here. I'm sorry, I can't, because they will remove. As I keep saying, go and listen to my songs. All right, this cat. Stop, kitty. You okay? You okay, kitty? Yeah. The things I want to say, I've been able to say poetically through music. So go and listen. But just looking at common sense, okay? We're living in, that's what socialism and communism looks like. Okay, everyone is ranked, everyone is scored. If you conform, you have more privileges in society. If you don't conform, privileges will be taken away. If you wear the mask, where you can enter certain stores and you can buy at certain places. If you get the vaccine, well, you can go to certain places and you can fly and do all these things. But if you don't do these things, you're not allowed to get on an airplane. You're not allowed to enter these places. You're not allowed to do all these things. Sounds a lot like the mark of the beast, don't it, my friends? Without it, you can't buy, sell, nothing. People, they're hiding this, but there are articles out there. Do your research. There's been many, many, many people, okay, their jobs were on the line if they did not get this vaccine, if they did not conform, I'll say, to this new world order. And so they either lost their jobs for not conforming, or they did conform. And it's sad. You see, that's the thing. That's the world we're living in now. You think it's going to stop? Common sense, what does that tell you? No. Think about this. Our prisons are so overcrowded now. They know this is an issue. Think about this. Our world population is growing at an exponential rate in spite of the diseases and stuff that they have instigated. It's all part of global population control. Go look at some of Bill Gates' old videos. It's all part of, it's all part of the agenda, the ongoing agenda they've perfected over the years. All right, kitty. Kitty. Stop. Whoo. Animals. Life on the farm. But yeah, they know that this is a growing issue under their communist socialist system that they're forcing the world under. If people had learned to be independent and taking care of themselves to begin with, this wouldn't be an issue, because that's that's living outside of their control and communist socialist system. But they want the whole world, every single last one of us, don't matter where you live on the planet, to be under this system. And the internet plays a huge role in this, my friends, in ways I don't even know if I can get to and explain. You can think about it, though, and put some of the pieces together. I'm here to make you start thinking. This is just common sense. With all these things increasing, these issues increasing, you better believe they have plans in motion to counteract all these little issues they have. And I touched on one of them, that's the population control. And they use many devices to do this. They've said this with their own words. Like I said, it's not conspiracy theory. None of this is. This is fact. Wow, this kitten is... Hey, kitty, stop. You need to stop. Woo. But we have to look at lots of other aspects of society, too. Listen, our public education, kids growing up, what are they being taught in schools? We already know that they are doctoring the history books, and they've been doing this. We already know, as I said, common sense. History has 2 points of views depending on which side you're on, right? Look at any situation. So, depending on who's writing the history books, that's going to be the side that history remembers. You better believe that the ones writing the history books today, they record true Christians and white people in a negative manner. Now, I'm the absolute opposite of racist. I love all people. God loves all people, all races. God created all races. Listen to me. We didn't just evolve from one race of people. No, God created each and every race on the planet exactly how we are, and He called us good. Listen, and it's in Genesis, for heaven's sake. So stop being racist and stuff. I'm just here to teach the truth, and I don't care white, black, yellow, orange. I don't care what color or race or region you're from. Listen to me. If you're not following the truth, I will tell you. Because I've seen the truth, I know the truth, and you can see the truth too if you just do your research. And I'm planting seeds. I'm doing the darn best I can, my friends. It's all just Bible prophecy being fulfilled. Everything that's going on today, all these things that are happening, there are no such thing as coincidences. So I just want you to look around, try to put some pieces of the puzzle together. Don't have the mentality that, just because it's the government, they have my best interest in mind. No, we should fight for less government control. But what has happened, especially in 2020, achieved the exact opposite. Now it's more government control, increasingly more and more and more. And that's communism, socialism. And they're already tracking us through all these GPS devices and internet. They have audio, video samples of every person on the planet. We don't even, they have it all. You see, and so that's the thing. There is no hiding, essentially. We can do our best. But here's why it really does matter. Because we know that as Christians living during the tribulation, Satan will try everything he can to use things against us, right? And what better evidence if he has video, audio, whatever footage of us doing these said events? So the best thing, and this has nothing to do with pleasing the evil system, no. It has to do with pleasing God and doing the right thing. Don't give Satan anything to hold against you. We know they're recording us all the time. We know that they know what we're up to all the time. And so if we're doing the right thing, we have nothing to hide. And so let them do their thing. Let them. It's gonna bite them in the ass when it's all over, trust me. Vengeance is God's. That's the thing. We have nothing. It's not in our hands. We are wrong if we try to do anything and put it in our hands. Vengeance is God's. He specifically says that. He specifically tells us this, that if we try to intervene, we will be destroyed along with the evil. You hear me? So vengeance is God's, not ours. But we have to have faith, and we have to sound the horn. And we have to warn others of what's happening. And we have to tell the whole world of what's the evil that's all around us that they don't want you to see. 5G technology. You better believe this in collaboration with Corona. You better believe these things are no coincidence. In fact, when I described Wuhan, the one thing that made their continuous tracking system possible, can you guess it? Was 5G. The same exact thing that is now all over America. Coincidence, my friend? No, it's not. 5G. So here, think about your technology. That's the thing. That's how the enemy works. He gives you some good, a lot of good. It looks real pretty, but he's going to hide the fine print. Not going to tell you the catch, the hidden strings. And that's what the world is doing. That's what socialism is. Socialism is the false promise. It's the lure. It's this pretty, vision. And when everyone conforms and gets on board with this vision, then it converts inevitably to communism. They go one and they go one and the same. They're one and, you know what I mean? You can't have one without the other. Socialism inevitably always leads to communism. It is the precursor to communism. And as I said, we're already living under global communism. This transition has already occurred under our noses. 5G, vaccine, internet, all this stuff. Countless things. More than I can say here. But I've said a lot in my songs. No coincidence, my friends. And all these things happening when Bible prophecies are being fulfilled about the end times and the appearance of the Antichrist being close. Listen, everything that the Bible prophesies to happen before this imposter appears has happened. We are literally waiting for this imposter to show his face. That's all we're waiting for. Both in Bible prophecy and in common sense when we look out into the world. Do you think they have good intentions for us when they want to give us these great technologies so they can track everything we do, so they can hold these things against us for better or for worse, you see? Do you think they have? No. We're a number in their system. And as populations grow, we're going to continue to be more and more looked at as just a simple number in their system, in their communist system. It's like a big machine that they have to control completely. There is no such thing as individual rights. There's no such thing as private land ownership. There is no such thing as owning weapons of your own to be able to hunt and defend yourself. There's no such thing as freedom of speech. And the list goes on. In case you haven't noticed, my friends, all these things have crept upon us. We are there. Especially, and here's the thing, the system is geared toward white Christian people specifically. And Christians of all races. Just Christians and white people. And we had to differentiate white people from Canaanites. And you'll know that name when you go listen to some of my songs. We have to dip. We look a lot of same. That's how they have gotten away with this. There's a big difference between a white person and a Jew. Okay? Please do your research. I've made a website even. Sean Reynolds Remnant. Go Google it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Go listen to my songs. There's a lot of stuff. I've planted lots of seeds, and there's lots of other people. Like I said, we're a body of witnesses. We're all planting these seeds, trying to get people to open up. That's it. Trying to get people to open up their eyes to the truth and stop living in this fantasy world that the globalists have created for the world to live in. This little fantasy world where we can get lost in, entertainment and all this sensuality, sexual, money, idolization of material things, just all this, the pagan mentality that God works so hard and God's people worked so hard for many years to get rid of. That's the one reason why the Christians at one point and the white people at one point left Europe and came over here to the United States and were part of the founding fathers. There's a reason for that. They wanted to get away from the communism that was in control over there. The same people, mind you. This is a repeated pattern that they've perfected one after another over the years. So they left over there to come over here. And now, sure enough, as part of their agenda, and you can see it in their own writing, their agenda has always been to infiltrate us from the inside out and to divide to conquer. And we have seen that, my friends. The wars that they've instigated overseas, it's about many things, but also to drive refugees in all these specifically white Christian that used to be nations. Why? Divide to conquer. Think about it. This is an ongoing agenda. And I'm fine with another person of another religion living in their nation or whatever. I just don't want them to come in my backyard and start forcing me to have to conform to their crazy rules, which has already happened. That's the thing, my friends. That makes it not wrong. It is not wrong to think that way. Would you invite someone that you don't know that you can trust into your home to sleep with you and to sleep in the same house with you and your family? No, of course not. And when you know some of the religions and mentality of some groups of people, you know how dangerous they can be towards specifically Christians and white people. I've already said vengeance is God's. But if you attack me, I will bite back. But I'm not going to fire first. And I'm not going to instigate anything. I'm a peaceful person. I will teach the truth and leave it at that. If I offend anyone, I'm sorry. Okay? I served in the military many years. I have many brothers of many religions and many races that I literally was willing to die for. And they me, you see? And it's the same way today. I would still die for my loved ones and my family. And I would die for my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But as true witnesses, we already know what our future looks like, because the Bible has already told us. We may die, because, if you notice in the end, the two witnesses do die, and they're resurrected 3 days later. I don't know if that's a spiritual thing or a physical thing. I'm not sure yet. But we'll find out. Because everything else in God's Word has happened. Surely this will happen too, right? Common sense. So I hope I've given you some things to think about. I must wrap this up. Go listen to my songs. Again, I'm going to say that because I'm able to say more and to go into more detail there than I can here. And yeah, God bless you guys.